I'm Stephen from Plantation, Florida. The first time I voted was back in 1968, I believe. I was 18 years old. Yeah. Well, anyway, what my first vote was a vote against Richard Nixon. And from that moment on, I voted Republican every presidential election. I voted for the Bushes. I voted, yeah, I voted for Romney, all of that. Florida, well, we've got a lot, 50 important states, but to me, the two most important are Florida, where I live, and Texas, where our grandkids and our daughters live. I'm part of the 80% who says, I don't see there's a serious issue with people having to prove who they are, to show who they are when they vote. I've always done it, and I don't have any issues with it. I know some folks don't have driver's license. We need to figure out a way to get them a way that they can show who they are so they can vote. I'm for mail-in voting. I think for me, I'm retired, and I just as soon do that as anything else. And I lived overseas for many years, and obviously the only way you can vote overseas is you send your ballot in. And so we've done that. I've voted by mail for probably the last 20 some years, I guess. And so I think that's great. I think we need to make it easier for people to be able to get to the polls. We need to make it easier for people to vote. Make a holiday, out of election day. Early voting to me is really important for people. A lot of people, they work. You vote on Tuesday, and people work. They got to earn a living, and so I think early voting and being able to vote on Sundays. A lot of people go to church down here. Open them up and let them vote on Sundays. We just need to make it easier for people to vote. There are a lot of Republican people who are involved in this who really want to make it easier to vote. That's what they think this country's all about, is being able to vote. People have to vote, and you have to accept the results. This baloney about people fraud and everything like that, just unbelievable. I can't get my arms around it, to think that there would be 10% of all of the votes that were counted were fraudulent. I just can't, I can't believe it. That'd be like 10 million votes were fraudulent. And it's just not, it doesn't make even sense to me that people would believe. The fact that they're making these laws that are taking the certification of votes out of the hands of the people who are supposed to do it is a little bit scary. It's a lot scary. And you can see the danger of what's coming up in 2024, I think, with that.